Oh, how the turntables. It was recently announced, like yesterday, I think, that South Park is doing a special event, which I think means is basically going to be a short film. Are you serious? Okay, try to ignore that. That's my air conditioner rattling around for some reason. But South Park is doing a special event known as Joining the Panderverse. And I've never watched South Park, mostly because its style of comedy just isn't my thing. I don't really, and it's not the show's fault. Like I've heard people say it's really funny, but it's just style of comedy is just not my thing. So I've never really bothered to watch it. But this has me intrigued because this entire like big special event will be making fun of pretty much all of Hollywood's woke bullshit. From what I can tell from both this teaser and looking up synopses and everything, I think this is supposed to be just like one long nightmare sequence by one of the characters, but it's essentially like the four main characters are turned into women of color that you can see behind me on the green screen. And South Park is no stranger to calling out woke shit, and even some other shows that I don't watch because, again, I just don't like the style of comedy, like Family Guy has called crap like this out too. And again, yeah, that's something else that I don't watch purely because I just don't like the comedy that it does. It's like some of it's probably funny. I think I've only seen one episode of Family Guy, and it was the Star Wars episode from like 2006. So yeah, it tells you all you need to know. But I've seen the clips, obviously. I've seen them posted on YouTube, Instagram, all the social media sites. And this does have me intrigued. Will I watch it? I might. Because this is the kind of stuff that we need. We need stuff that calls out Hollywood shit. And these same websites that are bitching and whining about this are the same ones that obviously praised South Park when they did stuff like make fun of Donald Trump. Because that was all comedy could do for 4 years. That's why SNL has had virtually no content in the past 3 years, is because their entire shtick revolved around Trump jokes. And they can't do those anymore. So now their show, I don't even know is that show even still producing episodes right now? I haven't seen anything about that show in a year. I mean, thank God. But I haven't seen anything about that show in probably close to a year. And this is why I do respect South Park, even though I don't watch it, because it goes after everybody. And this is what comedy should be and what it used to be. Because back when comedians were funny, you know, like the big comedians like Gabriel Iglesias or Jeff Dunham or Jim Gaffigan, back when they were funny is because they made fun of everybody and nobody got offended. Because not Hollywood, everybody is so fucking, what's the word I'm looking for? They're so sensitive nowadays. There we go. They're so overly sensitive nowadays that they can't take a fucking joke. But back in the day, you could almost make racist jokes and people would still laugh because it's a joke. Nobody took it seriously because, you know, it's done to make people laugh. And if someone's the butt end of the joke, fine, they can get the fuck over it. Because hell, Jeff Dunham's entire shtick was that he made fun of everybody through his puppets, and he made fun of people to their face, and they still laughed because they knew how to take a joke. Hell, that's like half of his content back from the 90s and the 2000s, and hell, even into the 2010s. He would make fun of people in the audience straight to their face, whether it was just making fun of them personally, or making fun of like their job, or hell, even making fun of their religion, their race, whatever. He'd make fun of them and people would still laugh. Even that person would still laugh because it's all for jokes. There's a very important, like, long speech from the show Duckman, if anybody's ever seen that, where it boils down to, because people have this obscured view of comedy that all comedy has to be based in misery. That's not true. But there is a point where, because that episode is basically, there's a comedian that tries to not, it tries to be the most politically correct comedian you could ever see. Like, doesn't make fun of anybody, doesn't make fun of anything, tries to be funny without actually being funny. And the villain of that episode makes people like that, and then Duckman makes this big speech about how comedy should be. You should be able to, you shouldn't have to be politically correct to be funny. And that's what people miss nowadays. Comedy's no longer, comedy's just no longer relevant. I haven't watched any, like, the new Gabriel Iglesias special. It was, I didn't watch it, but my parents did, and I asked them, I'm like, how was it? And they told me it was basically entire COVID jokes. It was entirely COVID jokes. And I didn't watch that. When I was at home for summer, they watched the new Jim Gaffigan special. I didn't watch it because I knew it was going to be crap. In between, like, walking into the room every now and then, I saw maybe 5 minutes of it, and all it was more COVID jokes and diarrhea jokes. Seriously? I know Gaffigan's used to, I know I've seen Gaffigan make, like, diarrhea jokes and crap jokes and all that other stuff. But that was all that I saw, and apparently that's all it was anyway. Like, they told me, it's like, yeah, that was you basically saw everything in the 5 minutes you saw. So comedy, this is the kind of stuff that comedy needs. Comedy needs to not be political at all. You should not have to be politically correct to be funny, and that's what people miss, because people can't take a joke anymore. If you're not on if you make fun of anything, really, you're seen as offensive. And honestly, that's why I'm not politically correct on the show, because I don't give a shit. You want to bitch and moan about me not being politically correct? Fine, I don't give a shit. So, yeah, that's all I got. I'm actually kind of looking forward to this now. So, yeah, I was planning to have more videos today. I know I said I was going to have to, but I've been having editing issues, or I haven't been having editing issues. My editing software's been having issues today. I don't know why, so I should have a bunch tomorrow. I should have a couple reviews tomorrow, and one editorial, but we'll see what happens. So, yeah, I guess I'll see y'all then. Bye.